There's a lot of bullshit happening in the world right now. I want to take a second to highlight something you may have heard a bit about or nothing at all. Concentration camps in China. Here's some oversimplified background. Xinjiang, also known by some activists as East Turkestan, is an autonomous region in China's northwest that has been under Chinese control since 1949. It's home to about 10 million Uyghur Muslims and a few other Muslim minorities. Many Uyghurs speak their own language and practice a moderate form of Sunni Islam. Uyghurs have protested oppressive treatment by the government and the Han minority in Xinjiang. The Chinese government has a pattern of blaming protests on violent separatist groups, and they've acted on this by furthering repressive policies, like banning long beards and veils and even certain Muslim names for babies. The government also reportedly tried to promote smoking and drinking because some people who abstain, like some devout Muslims, were deemed suspicious. Additionally, Uyghurs have been subjected to mass surveillance techniques like security checkpoints and facial recognition for movement tracking. Police have also confiscated some people's passports to prevent Uyghurs from traveling abroad. And around 2014, China started putting Uyghurs in camps as a part of this de-extremification policy. The Chinese government has tried to keep these things a secret, but reports started coming out with leaked documents and first-hand accounts from people detained without trial and tortured at the camps. Former detainees have described living in crowded cells, being emotionally and physically tortured, sexual assault, beatings, lack of toilets, forced medication, and political indoctrination. The estimate of the number of people detained ranges from 1 million to 3 million. Ben Emerson, a leading human rights lawyer, said, "It is very difficult to view this as anything other than a mass brainwashing scheme designed and directed at an entire ethnic community." End quote. The Chinese government first denied these camps even existed at all. But then, when confronted about it by the UN, officials claimed that they were for assistance and education of minor criminals and extremists. The governor of Xinjiang in March 2019 directly dismissed comparisons to concentration camps, saying that they were the same as boarding schools. Since the world started paying attention, China started organizing staged visits for the media, and Chinese television airs propaganda doubling down the narrative that those attending the camps are not only there voluntarily, but they're also enjoying themselves. Wow. What a human rights violation. Surely the US, champion of human rights, not really, would do something about it. Nope. Until John fucking Bolton released his book in it, and, which of course, take it with a grain of salt, Bolton says that in a private 2019 G20 meeting, when Xi Jinping explained the idea of the internment camps as a solution to fight unrest in the Uyghur population, Trump supported this. And I wish I could say that I'm surprised about this, but Trump literally supports American concentration camps at the southern border, so there we go. Some lawmakers have been pushing bipartisan legislation that would force the Trump administration to condemn these re-education centers and push for sanctions. But alas, Trump delayed sanctions against China out of concern that it would jeopardize a US-China trade deal. But the same day that Bolton's book was released, June 17th, Trump fucking finally signed the Uyghur Human Rights Policy of 2020, a law that calls for sanctions on Chinese officials for their role in the Uyghur detention camps. And the most recent update is that China sanctioned us right back. What a fun world we live in. Finally, here are some action steps you can do as a non-world leader. There's only so much other than bringing awareness. Amnesty International has an email form that you can send to demand China stop its campaign targeting Uyghurs and other predominantly Muslim ethnic groups inside and outside China. Like I said, the Uyghur Policy Act that I mentioned just passed, but you can call, email, or tweet at your representative to get a stronger version of this passed. A third thing you can do is boycott certain brands. Under conditions that strongly suggest forced labor, Uyghurs are working in factories that are in the supply chains of at least 83 well-known global brands in technology, clothing, automotive sectors, including Nike, Gap, Adidas, Ralph Lauren, Carter's, and others. Read Uyghurs for Sale for more information. Thanks for watching. I want to start doing these on a more frequent basis, so share and subscribe if you want. Oh god, I'm one of those now. Bye.